Folks, you see the thumbnail, you read the title, and you think, Denny Carr just lost his absolute mind. I might have. But here's the thing. I'm going to break down what people are saying in defense of Backyard and as to why those are flimsy reasons. This particular video is inspired, but not sponsored, by Mantel. On February 4th, they came out with a newsletter where the title was In Defense of Backyard Breaks. And clickbait, immediately in the bottom they said, just kidding, they're terrible, and here are all the reasons why, and how we need better streamers and better ambassadors or better people in the hobby. And it was good. It was a good article. I really like them as a company. Again, I'm not here to talk about Mantel. I am wearing the hat, the free hat that they got me. I do not have a sweatshirt or anything like that. I am not paid by Mantel. I am not affiliated with them in the sense of I don't have any monetary gain. Currently, I have a group for basketball cards. That's what I have with Mantel. And Mantel to me is like it's like the Reddit for the hobby for sports cards. It's a lot of it's text based and all that, but again, I'm inspired by the Mantel title, and I thought, what if you could make an actual defense? But then they are not. They don't even know I'm making this. Okay, so I might get in trouble with them, but again, who am I? How am I getting in trouble with anyone? None of these companies, even the ones who sponsor me or pay me or I have an affiliate code, no one owns me. No one owns my content. No one owns the rights to my name, image, and likeness, all that stuff, right? So we're going to have a spirited discussion, okay? This is 5 and a bonus, 5 arguments that I've read online and I've had people DM me. Most of it, I was going to say civil, not as nasty as you may think. Sometimes I think that the hobby positivity people can be just as nasty as the hobby negativity people. But this is not clickbait in the sense that we're going to go through all the defensive backyard breaks. And so if you're watching this and you actually like this type of content, hit the subscribe. If you don't, maybe unsubscribe, maybe unfollow. But we're going to go through this because, again, the reason I'm making another video about this is an important moment in the hobby. We are allowing, or the biggest streaming platform is complicit in allowing someone who made pee jokes, I'm not saying the whole word, but jokes, just a joke. He's just a kid. Let's go through it real quick. Oh, he's just kidding. He's just a kid. This is America. Oh, it's not a real daughter. Oh, it's entertainment. Let's do not the recap, but this is the overview of the 5 excuses that I see commonly online. So I'm going to break them down one by one. So if you like this type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe. It's okay if you don't. It's all good. Number 1. He's just kidding. Come on, you guys can't take a joke. He is joking. JKJK. Here's the thing, though, about joking is, I forget the exact quote. I don't even know who to attribute it to. But it's that there is... the reason things are funny is because there's an element of truth or honesty in it. We don't know what is in the heart of men. The hearts of men. We don't. Okay? Because thoughts are just thoughts, you don't know what someone's actually thinking unless they actually do it or say it. So here, what this individual is showing is that he has these thoughts. So he had intrusive thoughts, and it's okay to have intrusive thoughts. It's when you act upon them or say them out loud. This is a problem because the just kidding part is that he has on camera, on a stream, said what he did. Imagine when he says that's not on stream and on camera, right? I mean, that's the disturbing part. We don't know what's in the heart of Grant, in the heart of men in general. But when you show your heart, that's a problem when it's illegal activity or inappropriate activity. Secondly, he's just a kid. I've seen this And I know, well, who knows, because some of the people who are defending them are pretty dumb people, but it's he's just a kid. Leave him alone. Grown ass men talking about a kid is cringe, or it's sus. He's not a kid. He is not a kid. Okay? At least from a 18 and under, and that, insert Grant joke here. Kind of ridiculous. But he is a grown man as well. Okay? He is over the age of 18. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's in his 20s or where in his 20s. I imagine he's under 30. But the sad thing is, his biggest offenders are kids. They're teens. They're young adults. They're the ones who are the brains. They say that the male brain fully matures and grows by the age of like 24 or something. Like when you can start getting your own car insurance, it's like past the age of 21. I don't know at what age in the 20s it is. But the people whose brains have not fully formed are his biggest offenders. And they're saying he's just a kid. He's not a kid. Okay? So let's get that defense out of the way. We are not talking about a minor child saying something about hypothetical minor children of his. He is not a kid, and it's sad. This is so sad that we have his biggest offenders are his age and younger. There are some people, and they come into my DMs, and one or two of them have been really nasty, but I won't share that here. I'm not doing this, doing an overlay of the messages and, Mantel logo here. I'm not doing any of that. This is just me talking to you with a whiteboard. And what I want to say is, his biggest offenders, some of them are people who have been in his stream for a long time. They've spent a lot of money with him. They are the ones who become moderators, the ones who get elevated, the ones who Grant says their name in chat and laughs at their jokes, not understanding that he's just doing a lot of things to make people buy more, right? It's this whole concept of, pleasing the customer, make them feel good. He thinks, the community thinks that, he's so good with the giveaways. Not talking about that gold Trevor Lawrence kaboom, but just all these giveaways. They're baked into the price of the breaks. They can give away a lot of stuff because they make a lot of money, and they know they have margin, and they can give away $1,000 card because they have baked that into the cost of the break. And a lot of you do not understand that. It is like getting the fries at Five Guys where they stuff up the bag and it's a big old bag of fries and they're like, look at this big bag of fries. They went over the cup size. It is baked into the cost of the fries for Five Guys. Okay? So his biggest offenders, they win the giveaways, they become moderators, they spend a lot of money, and they derive a large sense of their hobby, sense of self-worth. Or maybe not just hobby, like their lives, like their digital lives. They have completely bought into the brand of Backyard, and they are Backyard stans, they are supporters, they love Grant, and they love Backyard because I've won things in breaks. I've won giveaways. I've hit a Wemby out of 5. I only spent $20,000. I made $21,000 without understanding they spent probably like $25,000, right? Something like that. So he's not a kid, and it is sad that his biggest offenders have the reasons why they defend him, and that they are of the same demographic. Now, third one is probably my favorite one. It is this whole concept of, you don't understand. You can say whatever you want. It's the right to free speech, brother. It's America. What are we, in China? We're in China now? We can't speak our own minds in this country? That's what they say. You see it in the comments, especially in TikTok. Actually, his biggest offenders are on TikTok. They're not on Instagram. They're not on Facebook. They're on TikTok and, of course, on Whatnot in his own streams, because that's the community that he's built of buyers. Ladies and gentlemen, there are consequences to right to free speech. You do not, in America, get to say whatever you want in any place, at any time, in any scenario, in any atmosphere, any conditions, and that be okay. Like, you have to understand. Let's say you say the similar comments he said on stream in the office. Guess what? You are not going back into the office. Okay? Maybe you are. Maybe, hey, who knows? That's the other thing. Maybe you're in a type of workplace where that's allowed, or that's not condemned, or maybe even condoned. Maybe you are. But what I'm saying is, say it in school. Go ahead and say something like that in school, or say something worse, or drop some F-bombs to the professor or your teacher or your boss, and see what type of free speech rights you have. Okay? Go ahead and do it, and then report back to me. Tell me that it worked. Okay? You do not have the right to free speech to say whatever you want, whenever you want, without any consequences. There are consequences to what you say and do in any rule of law society. That's society. That's not even an America thing. And it's a decency thing too. Let's get to the other part of America though. And this is like the Michael Vick defense, okay? This is the let me put in here Michael Vick. Okay? Because this is I really remember. I don't remember what year it happens, but when Michael Vick was accused and condemned and convicted of running the dog fighting, right? The allegations turned out to be true. And they found the kennel, and he did his time, and he did the crime, he did the time, all that stuff. He came back later on after that, after saying all the right things, being remorseful. After a long time, he came back to the NFL and played. He was a starting NFL quarterback, right? So, I mean, not the same as he was in, say, Virginia Tech or early years as a Falcon, right? But he came back as an Eagle and all that stuff. I believe in second chances. I absolutely do, especially if you are a kid. Doing or saying something that even like is worse than what Grant said, you should be able to come back from that. We are the land of second chances. We gave Michael Vick a second chance. So I know people are saying, give him a second chance. Give him a second chance. Come on, chat. Come on, hobby. Give him a second chance. This is his like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th chance. That's the problem with that defense. This guy on stream, and again, you don't know what he's doing off the stream, and I'm not here to cast any aspersions on what he does off the stream. But on his stream, he has kicked an employee. He stole the free giveaway Kaboom. So there's chance 1, chance 2. He says those P comments, chance 3. So how many chances do we want to give this individual? It's more than a second chance. If Michael Vick continued to do the dog running, if he continued to allow kennels on his property and have them fight till the death, do you think we would say, Michael Vick, you can now play for the Broncos? Michael Vick, now you can play for the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Vick, now you can play for the New York Giants. Actually, maybe the New York Giants would. I don't know. They're desperate always for a quarterback. I understand that. Not trying to joke here, but come on. Sorry. We would stop saying you can get a second chance, and we would say enough is enough. That's the problem with this argument, that this is America. This is the land of the second chances. Yeah, you get a second chance, but when you ask for a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth, there's a problem. There's a pattern. Grant has a pattern of bad behavior. Naughty, right? This is not someone who is, oh man, I messed up once. Can I try again? No, that's not how it's happening. Number 4, the hypothetical daughter. I don't love this particular argument. I think it's ridiculous. It's she's not real. He was talking about a daughter that he was going to have, or maybe even have. Who knows if he's going to have children, right? Yeah, you're right. He's not a father. He's not a parent. He does not have a daughter. Thank goodness that this daughter is not real. Can you imagine if he did have a daughter and say this? That would be, of course, I think we would all agree, more abhorrent to what it currently is. But this is not a good argument that she's not real. Kind of goes back to the heart of men. What is he thinking? What is he doing? What are we doing? Saying, what are his supporters doing when they say, well, the girl he's talking about isn't real? Hypothetical. That's not a good excuse. It doesn't matter if she's real or not. Thank goodness she's not real. But that does not excuse the behavior and the words that were said. And if Grant, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you're laughing at any point, this is really sad. It's really sad that you would laugh at this, and that means you have not understood the ramifications of your actions and your words. And I'm not here to browbeat a child. He's just a kid. But you got to take your lumps. When you screw up, you take your lumps. And here's the thing about number 5, the entertainment aspect. Some people think that they're comedians, these streamers. Comedians actually get paid to go up on a stage to tell jokes in front of a live audience. People are paying money, they're paying admission to go into a dark comedy club, order some drinks, order some food, and be prepared to laugh. The comedian up front is not opening up packs of Bowman, okay? Comedians and streamers have different licenses. They're not, again, God forbid we talk about breakers having licenses. What I'm saying is they have the baked-in expectation that it's going to be funny and that it may be lewd. And it is an 18 and only crowd. You show me a comedy show where they say, yeah, minors, go ahead, go in. No, they don't do that because they serve alcohol and they're also going to have lewd jokes. Is it available online? Sure. Should parents supervise and advise their kids what to watch and what not watch? Sure. But that's the thing. The hobby with the streamers, we're expected to have children watch and be okay with what's said and done. But streamers are not comedians. No one is expecting to go to a stream. They're expecting to be entertained. They're expecting to buy into breaks and watch, or not even buy, but just buy. Just watch if you don't buy. And you are able to enjoy the opening of the packs, and then you get it shipped to you, right? That's a streamer. You don't have to entertain by saying lewd things, by putting people down, by being racist or misogynist. Not saying that Grant was racist or misogynist, but there are comedians who use comedy and say, oh yeah, I'm just kidding. You can't take a joke. You can't take a joke. You can't take a joke about a race or a gender or religion or politics. Oh, you're soft. You're soft. You do understand that no one is coming to a stream. If you didn't open up the packs, if you didn't sell the cards, they wouldn't come to you. So this is not a soft America thing. This is just open the packs. Have some sense. Have a personality. Have it be entertainment. This should be entertainment. I hope no one watches this thinking that I am like Dan Rathers here, right? No, this is my opinion on YouTube, on a channel that barely, that doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I'm not even monetizing this. You know, you think I want the clicks and the views? Sure, in the future, YouTube will monetize me once I get to 1,000. But I'm making all this without the expectation of any actual derivation of income. But I'm talking about it because it's important, and I'm pretty pissed. Not very happy. Okay? Being accused of this. You know, cancel culture. This is cancel culture. It kind of goes back to number 1. You can't joke anymore in America, right? This all blends in together. Just kidding. He's a kid. It's America. Can't make these jokes anymore? Yeah, you really can't make jokes about pee. You can't. You can, but then you get suspended, and if you weren't making millions of dollars or whatnot, you would not be back, right? That's the whole thing. It's money over morals. They're making money hand over fist, and that's why they're allowing this. But if he was a small streamer, no second chance. Nothing like that at all. So, speaking about the big W, big whatnot, the bonus, and this is in defense of the company Backyard Breaks and the company of whatnot. I've read this from their employees, from people who are in their ecosystem of money, the transaction side, the hobby. They want to keep the money stream flowing. Their whole thing is, why should we suffer? Why should we suffer because of what one person said? Well, the problem is that one person is the head of the entire operations. He's the CEO. He's the partner. He's the one who makes all the money. He's the one who makes the money even when he's not streaming on camera because he owns the damn company. And he may arguably own equity or shares in whatnot, which could have bought him out, but they didn't. But that individual is a spokesman. He's a front-facing individual, the front-facing person of the company. So when Papa John says something racist or terrible, the board cuts him out. And they cut him a check and they kick him out the door. That's what happens in corporate world, in the real world, not the hobby world, the real world. There are ramifications when you say something stupid that is racist or misogynist or the P word, you actually get kicked out. Here, you get welcomed back by your minions, by your biggest offenders. They say, hooray, he's free, he's released. In the real world, you say things and you do suffer, and the company's stock takes a hit. And then if there's not enough revenue or income, some people lose their jobs. The thing about Backyard and whatnot is they benefited from the personality, the cult of personality of Grant. So yes, you suffer. It's like you live by the 3, you die by the 3, right? In NBA terms, you can win and lose games by shooting a lot of threes. If they go in, you win. If they don't, you lose. It's the same thing with Grant. You live and die by Grant. When he's great and he's not controversial, but he's still funny and he's still raking in a lot of money for you, you win. Your operations grow. You hire more people. Everything's good. It's a W, okay? Arrows up. Stock charts through the roof. When he does something stupid, you suffer. That's what happens in corporate America, in the world, in the real life, in civilization, in society. You do suffer. You should suffer because you won on the backs of him being who he was. And so you should lose your jobs and go away if Whatnot did the right thing and they actually had a spine. If they actually did what corporate America does in these type of controversies, you would not have a job. You know what's funny? You would not have a job with Backyard. You would be absorbed by all the other breaking companies. This is not the Fortune 500. This is not the Dow Jones. This is not, Backyard Breaks is not General Electric. You get absorbed by other breaking companies. Shippers get up. You're in South Florida. You go to another South Florida. There's like 1,000 breakers in South Florida alone. Just go to one of them. Backyard suffers. They're gone. Whatnot, the money they gets absorbed by the other streamers too. That's what I don't get about all of this. Backyard is not some, blue chip brand in this nascent small baby industry. It is not. This is not a brand worth keeping. Who cares? It's literally just called Backyard Breaks. There's no actual intellectual property in the name. There's no IP. There's nothing with this name. And the logo. You get absorbed by any area code breaking company or, Mama Rips, Daddy Rips, Uncle Rips. Doesn't matter. Something breaks. 523-745-8765-4321 breaks. That's it. You get absorbed. You go to Fanatics. You go to Loop. You go to Drip. Yeah, Whatnot suffers. Yeah, Backyard suffers. But all the people underneath them, they temporarily suffer because, I don't get to go to the same office location. They just go to another one. They break with another company. Those are the defenses. I broke down why they're pretty flimsy. Just drop my dry erase marker. Doesn't matter. I don't like making this type of stuff. I don't. I do it because I'm processing this, and it sucks. I want to go back to vlogs. I want to go back to fun stuff. But I got to deal with this because I'm not going to sugarcoat things. And I hope this helps process things for you. I hope that I'm just another voice, another person that you get to watch on the internet, on YouTube, and you go, I either agree with him or I disagree with him. And we can talk about it. But right here, this whole thing, if you're a child, you should not be watching Backyard whenever you want without any adult supervision because anything can and will be said. It sucks. It's entertainment cloaked with cards. But you have to understand that this hobby is not always going to be for kids. This is too big of an industry now. So that's all I got. Again, not sponsored by Mantel. But they did inspire this. So thank you guys. Be well.